So can we get back to remembering that like movies are movies and you can enjoy a movie without subscribing to its political views, or you can just because a movie has 10 seconds or like a 2-second feminist line does not mean that it's a horrible movie, that kind of thing. Like, can we get back on one track with that kind of stuff? I understand most people understand this, but there is a small select few that don't, both on the left and the right. Now this is roaming millennial. I believe she's right wing, like conservative, libertarian-ish. I've watched a few of her videos, like good stuff. I guess she works with the Blaze, and she posted this: "I'm being called a feminist, brainwashed, and a sellout for saying Captain Marvel was pretty good by people who haven't even seen it. If progressives attacked a liberal just for saying that the show Roseanne was entertaining, you guys would call them snowflakes." Now, I'll be honest up front, I have not seen Captain Marvel, and I'm not going to really give my opinion on it because, again, I haven't seen it. So that's my thing. I have not seen it. I've barely even followed the drama around it that much. However, I do understand that it was heavily politicized, like, oh, first female lead in the Marvel universe and that, and like, oh, I guess Brie Larson said some pretty interesting comments that could be construed as pretty prejudiced. Apparently, she said those things. But at the end of the day, don't forget that this is a superhero movie. Like it's perfectly there are some people out there, believe it or not, that can walk into a movie and turn off the part of their brain that interprets it politically. Now I'm kind of like half and half on that, where I watch a movie, if there's like a political message there or a jab, it kind of bugs me a little bit. And if the movie, like the whole message of the movie would be like collectivism is good or communism is good, if that's the whole message of a movie, then yeah, it ruins the movie for me. But if I watch a movie and there's 2 seconds of like feminist propaganda in there, even if it's just 2 seconds, like, okay, like that's fine. Like, okay, I disliked those 2 seconds of the movie. Now give me the rest. I can have my own opinion on. That's something to remember. And I'm someone that I watched Black Panther like a year and a half after it came out, and I thought it was all right. I wouldn't say it was a good movie. I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It's like I'd give it a straight 5 out of 10. It's a movie that a few years from now, if it was on the TV, I might pay attention to it. I might, like, I don't really see myself going back and rewatching it. But if other people were watching it and I was nearby, I wouldn't object. Like, I wouldn't see an issue with it. I thought it was an okay movie. It was heavily politicized, but besides the non-political parts, it was all right. And I do like the people making the jokes that it was a pretty alt-right movie. That Black Panther is alt-right because he other than skin tone, he agrees with them on a surprising amount of stuff, or at least the movie itself, the message behind it, which I thought was funny. But the interesting thing is when I watched Black, like I gave it a 5 out of 10. Like that's my opinion. I think that's what I would give it. And I had like people on the right that were mad at me that I gave it that high of a review, and I had people on the left that were mad that I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. That I'm just a stupid white male with dumb opinions, and and that's just what I thought. Like, yeah, I don't. When it comes to movie reviews, I understand there's a lot more complexity to it, and if you're going to do a movie review, then sure, like go through all the details to it. However, I think a lot of people are like me in that they watch a movie and then that's it. That's pretty much it. They watch a movie. If they liked it, they liked it. If they didn't like it, they didn't like it, and that's it. Like that's pretty much it. And I think people forget that sometimes with the movies that are heavily politicized. Like, in the end, it is a superhero movie, and to say you liked it or didn't like it, that's fine. That's okay. Like, if you're someone that watched Captain Marvel and you thought you gave it a 2 out of 10, you really didn't think it was that good of a movie, you were pretty disappointed. That doesn't mean you hate women. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean you're an anti-feminist. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything really. Like, honestly, it just means you didn't like the movie, and that's it. Period. It doesn't make you right wing, doesn't make you left wing, doesn't make you anything really. Like that's the thing, it doesn't. And then the same goes on the other side. That if you watch Captain Marvel and it just so happens that you like it, that doesn't mean you're sold out or that you're brainwashed or that you must be a feminist. Especially considering again the people that seem to be so angry about this. I can't imagine they went to the theater and saw the movie. Like they seem so mad about Captain Marvel that I don't think they watched it. And again, I haven't watched it. Sure, like I watched it in like a year. And then the fact that I haven't watched it, I think, is an asset to this review, or not review, because this isn't a review, is an asset to this video because, again, like, I can't let my opinion of the movie say anything. All I can say is, like, I don't have an opinion of the movie because I haven't watched it yet. I have an opinion of the actress. I have an opinion of the trailer and how they pushed it. I have an opinion of how the writers, like, were trying to make it up to this big thing. I have an opinion on Rotten Tomatoes taking down reviews. and apparently like everyone that doesn't like the movie must be a Russian bot. And like, why can't we just get back to we watched a movie. If it was good, it was good. If it's not, like, that's it. It's like, I get it where there are certain movies that are so political that that you, if you didn't agree with the political views in the video, you wouldn't like it. I get that. Like, there's some videos, there's plenty of movies I've seen where it had a very heavily politicized message, and that was one of the reasons I didn't like it. Or it had a politicized message that I agree with, and that was one of the reasons that I liked it. I thought it was a good message. But when it comes to certain movies like this, where, as I'm being told, it really, like, they pushed it politically, but the movie itself really wasn't that political. Like, a few feminist bits here and there, from what I'm told by people that have, from right-wingers that have seen it, a few bits here and there, but overall, they said it was an okay movie. And I'm glad to hear that. I'm genuinely glad to hear that. Like, I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'd prefer if they didn't screw it up. So I'm glad to hear that it was a overall decent movie from a lot of good people. I want it to be good. But that's really my point of this whole thing, is just remember that when it comes to less political, or when politics starts to invade like movies and that and media and entertainment type stuff, you can be entertained by something that has like a little bit of a political message snuck in. You can still overall enjoy it. Because the review is not of the politics of behind the movie. The review is of the movie itself. Like, were you enjoyed by the movie? Did it keep you entertained? Did it keep you in? Like, were you focused on the events that were happening? Did you associate with the characters? And again, like, here what is Roaming Millennial said, it was pretty good. She didn't even say it was a great movie. She just said it was pretty good, which I take to mean like 6, 7 out of 10. And apparently people were saying, like, people are attacking her for it, and I understand. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, look at these dang right wingers, because I understand it's prevalent on both sides, but that's the point. It seems that the most unpopular opinion right now when it comes to movies like Black Panther and Captain Marvel is to give them a 5 out of 10 or something like that. But she did cite her sources here. Your feminist bias is slipping, not good. Oh boy, another woman who subconsciously bought into the International Women's Day woke women superhero BS. If you do not normally critic movies, that's not grammar, right? Then do not, sweetheart, you have an opinion, yes, but maybe you should keep that off your channel. Again, this guy apparently probably isn't a subscriber. I don't know. That one's kind of speaks for itself. Since Blaze, you have cucked and cucked so hard, it's actually sad to see. And then there's actually a second portion here. And again, I know these people are in the minority, but all I'm saying is don't be like these people. You know, I just want to know who paid you off or gave you whatever to come out with the bullshit review like that. And don't even say that that's the case, because I know different. If you were a real movie reviewer, you would have been honest about your opinion of Captain Marvel. That's why I don't believe you really told him that. That's why I don't believe you really told him. That's why you are known to me as a liar. And don't worry, I will spread the word about you. This person, their spelling shows everything, or their grammar, shows everything. Wow, your softball review was just as bad as the softball question that the interviewer asked at the beginning. This was a totally liberal movie. You obviously have some kind of affection for either Brie Larson, or you're just too heavily invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know why it's called a cockpit, don't you? Unbelievable that they get away with that kind of crap. It's unbelievable you don't have a problem with it. Again, these people are getting super mad about movie opinions. I used to think you were reasonable. That is yeah. So all I'm saying is don't be like these people. That's if someone gives a review and they say, I thought the feminist message was very good, then you can critique them on that. You can say, no, I disagree with the feminist message. I thought the feminist message was bad. But when someone says their overall review of a movie is like, hey, it was an okay movie, like, oh, that's fine. It's okay. It's okay to have that opinion, believe it or not. But no, I drove this topic into the ground too much. It just shocks me that there were at least 8 examples of this. Like, I expect 1 or 2 here and there, but yeah, don't be like these people. And of course, I know my example specifically here was referring to right-wingers going nuts, but the centrist in me wants to point out as well that, of course, again, if you didn't like the movie, that doesn't mean you're a woman hater or a misogynist or all that. That doesn't mean you're a patriarch, or that doesn't mean any of this stuff. Like, again, it's a movie. Like, from what I'm told, it was a movie that wasn't heavily political, but they then politicized it. So that seems to be the general vibe I'm getting from the people that tell me they've seen it. You can like a superhero movies. It's fine. Wherever you are in the political spectrum, like the fact that if this was a good movie, if this movie gets good reviews, and I see it hasn't gotten very good reviews, but let's say it did get good reviews, that's not a loss for cultural conservatism. And if the movie gets terrible reviews, that's not a sign of the poor times of women's rights in this country. It's like, again, it's a movie. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. If I'm being paid off, tell me why. If I'm a white knight, tell me why. And thanks for watching.